You probably think you're middle class. So does almost every Canadian. The family earning $60,000 thinks they're middle class. The family earning $200,000 thinks they're middle class. Almost everyone lands on the same answer. And statistically, most of them are wrong. Today we're going through the real Statistics Canada numbers, the actual income thresholds that define each class in Canada in 2024. We're going to meet 6 Canadian families at 6 different income levels. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly which class your family actually belongs to. The answer might genuinely surprise you. This is Minivan Millionaire Plan, real wealth building for everyday Canadian families. Hit subscribe before we dive in. Before we start, one number you may have already seen. Statistics. Canada reports a median after-tax income of $75,500. That number is real, but it combines families and single individuals living alone. Because single people earn a median of around $41,000, mixing them in pools that number down significantly. This video is for families, so our anchor is the median after-tax income for Canadian economic families, 2 or more people. That number is $108,900 in 2024. Half of Canadian families earn more, half earn less. Everything we build from here uses that number. One more thing. There is no official government definition of class in Canada. We are applying the standard economic methodology used by researchers worldwide, defining each class as a range around the family median. Every number comes directly from Statistics Canada. Let's start in the middle and work outward. Meet the Tremblays, core middle class. Mark and Sophie Tremblay live in Quebec with their 2 kids. Mark works in project management. Sophie works part-time. Combined after-tax income around $120,000. They own a home, take 1 vacation a year, contribute to their TFSA most months, and have 3 months of emergency fund. They can absorb a car repair. They cannot absorb a job loss without real stress. The Tremblays are core middle-class household income between $108,900 and $163,350 after tax. That is 100 to 150% of the family median. Roughly 20% of Canadian families live here. Solid footing, building something, but not yet at the pace that changes the long-term picture dramatically. If you are a Tremblay, you are in exactly the right place to change the trajectory. Meet the Beaumonts, upper middle class. David and Claire Beaumont live in Ontario with their 3 kids. Senior software engineer and nurse practitioner. Combined after-tax income around $180,000. They max their TFSAs annually. Meaningful RRSP contributions. 6-month emergency fund. 2 vacations a year. They do not feel rich. Their mortgage is still large and retirement still feels far. But the data tells a different story. The Beaumonts are upper middle class, household income between $163,350 and $217,800 after tax. That is 150 to 200% of the family median, to 15 to 20% of Canadian families by income. They have something most Canadian families never get: genuine financial options. If you are a Beaumont, you are doing better than you think. Meet the Patels. Lower middle class Raj and Priya Patel live in Ontario with their 2 kids, logistics manager and part-time worker. Combined after-tax income, around $90,000. They own a townhouse with a mortgage at 35% of income. slightly over the recommended 30. One car payment, $200 into the TFSA most months. No RRSP yet. Emergency fund of about $4,000. 1 month of real expenses. They feel okay. And in many ways they are. But the Patels are lower middle class. Household income between $81,675 and $108,900 after tax. That'll 75 to 100% of the family median. Technically middle class, but in the lower half. One major financial shock, away from debt. That gap between where they think they are and where the data puts them is exactly why so many Canadian families feel perpetually behind. Here is the most important number in this video. Statistics Canada found that approximately 60% of Canadian households have negative cash flow. Spending exceeds income every year. Not because they are irresponsible, because housing, groceries, childcare, and transportation have grown faster than wages for 2 decades. Meet the Garcias. Lower class Luis and Ana Garcia live in British Columbia with their 2 kids, delivery driver and call center worker. Combined after tax income around $62,000, renting a 2-bedroom apartment, 1 used car, no TFSA, no RRSP, emergency fund of $800. They work hard, pay their bills, and think of themselves as middle class. But the data puts them in the lower class. Household income between $40,000 and $81,675 after tax, below 75% of the family median. The Garcias are not here because of bad decisions. They are here because wages in their sectors have not kept pace with the cost of living in one of the most expensive provinces in Canada. Roughly 20 to 25% of Canadian families fall in this range. Most of them identify as middle class. The data disagrees. Meet Christine, below the poverty line. Christine is a single mother in Ontario with 2 kids, full-time retail supervisor, after-tax income, approximately $38,000. Childcare runs $1,400 a month. Rent is $1,650. The math is brutally tight every month. No TFSA, no RRSP, no emergency fund. Just the next bill. Christine is one of 4.5 million Canadians, 11% of the population, living below Canada's official poverty line in 2024, working full-time, doing everything right, and still not making it work. That is a Statistics Canada number, and it belongs in this conversation. Meet the Mackenzies. Upper class Robert and Jennifer Mackenzie live in British Columbia. Law firm partner and business owner. Combined after tax income, around $320,000. Mortgage paid off. Every registered account max for 15 consecutive years. Non-registered investment portfolio, financial advisor, estate plan, 3 vacations a year. Their anxiety is not about survival. It is about optimization. The Mackenzies are upper class, household income, above $217,800 after tax, more than 200% of the family median, about 14 to 15% of Canadian families. The top 20% of Canadian households by wealth hold 64.8% of Canada's total net worth, averaging $3.3 million per household. The bottom 40% hold just 3.3%. That gap has grown significantly over the past 25 years. And it is exactly why building wealth as a middle-class family requires deliberate intention, not just hard work. Here's the complete picture. below poverty line, under $40,000 after tax. 11% of Canadians, Christine, lower class, $40,000 to $81,675. Roughly 20 to 25%, the Garcias. Lower middle class, $81,675 to $108,900. Roughly 20 to 25%. The Patels. Core middle class, $108,900 to $163,350. Roughly 20%. The Tremblays. Upper middle class, $163,350 to $217,800. Roughly 15%. The Beaumonts. Upper class, above $217,800. Roughly 14 to 15%. The Mackenzies. One final reality check. Income alone does not define your class. A family earning $150,000 with a $1.2 million mortgage and no retirement savings is in a very different position than a family earning $90,000 with a paid down home and $200,000 in their TFSA and RRSP. Net worth matters as much as income. The families who move up through these classes do it by converting income into net worth deliberately. TFSA first, RRSP second. Mortgage paid down steadily. Lifestyle kept below what their income could support. That is the plan. Look up your household after tax income compared to the thresholds we just covered. Then ask yourself one question. Is your net worth growing faster than your lifestyle? If yes, you are on track. If no, that is the work. And that is what this channel is here to help you do. This is Minivan Millionaire Plan. Subscribe if you have not already. Drop a comment below. Which family did you see yourself in most? See you in the next one.